Hi there, and thanks for watching. This video is one of a series. It stands on its own, but if you want to see more, you'll find them on the Open Door Church Sunbury YouTube channel. And I want to say up front today that just because the Bible records something as happening, that doesn't constitute an endorsement. It doesn't mean it was okay. The Bible is full of all kinds of warts and all stories about humanity, good things, bad things, terrible things. And sometimes you'll find a disclaimer in the text, but other times it's left to the reader's good sense and understanding. And that's very much the case in today's passage. I'm up to Genesis 19, verse 30. So let me just read you the story, and I'm pretty sure you'll see what I mean. Lot and his two daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. He and his daughters lived in a cave. One day the older daughter said to the younger, "Our father is old. There is no man around to give us children, as is the custom over all the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine and then sleep with him and preserve our family line through our father." That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and slept with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. The next day, the older daughter said to the younger, "Last night I slept with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight. You go in and sleep with him so we can preserve our family line through our father." So they got their father to drink wine that night also, and the younger daughter went in and slept with him. Again, he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. So both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. Now you can probably imagine that when I got to this story and read it again, as I haven't for a while, my first thought was, what on earth is there to say about this other than, what? No, this is all wrong. This should not be. This is not only morally wrong, it's against nature, it's even a risk to the children who are to be conceived and born. No. But as I read it again, it's worth looking at some of the things that led these sad, misguided young ladies to make this dreadful decision. And the first one I see is a bad example. These daughters who had been rescued from the destruction of Sodom along with their father, they had been engaged to marry two men. So they're probably in their teens. And if the account is chronological in Genesis, it's more than 13 years since Lot and Abraham went their separate ways. So these young ladies have lived most of their lives and all of their formative years in or around Sodom, surrounded by vice, debauchery, an environment where people exploited one another for their own pleasure and for their own benefit. It was fine if you're on the right side of the track. There was lots of wealth and pleasure on offer. If you were on the wrong side, it was a different matter. Let's get our father drunk is basically what the older daughter says. Well, I wonder where that idea came from. 1 Corinthians 15:33, it says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." Bad company corrupts good character. We've all heard about the bad apple in the barrel that spreads rot to all of them. It's so important that we surround ourselves with good company, good example, and that we set a good example ourselves, particularly to our own children. And then there's fear. Lot left Zoar because he was afraid. We're not told exactly what he was afraid of. Maybe he thought Zoar wasn't a safe place for him to be. Maybe he thought what happened to Sodom would eventually spread. Maybe he felt as a refugee, he was tainted. It's unclear. But in any case, he fled to the hills and lived in a cave. Basically, this is a man who's completely lost his nerve. He's like the motorcyclist who survives a dreadful crash but cannot bring himself to get back on his bike. Fear paralyzes and leads to bad decisions. One of the characters in the book Dune by Frank Herbert says, "I must not fear, Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. In contrast, 1 John 4:18, the writer says, there is no fear in love. Perfect love drives out fear. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. Lot lost sight of God's love for him and for his family. God protected him twice, but now he sees only threats and dangers, and he hides in a cave, and his daughter's with him. And then there's pride. The hills were where the angels originally told him to flee to from Sodom. And when they told him that, they had just come from Abraham's camp. Where? In the hills. Abraham is in the hills. Uncle Abraham is the obvious person to go to in his hour of need, but Lot is too proud to go cap in hand to his uncle. Abraham rescued him once already from the attack of Kedorlaomer. To be rescued twice would be a total humiliation. It would be a complete loss of face. We say, don't we, sometimes that pride comes before a fall, and that's certainly the case in Lot's instant. And then there's impatience. Our father is old, the girl said, and there is no man around here to give us children. Well, not right here, right now there isn't, but there's plenty of choice. They are young, they have plenty of time, they just needed to wait. Our father is old, they said. Well, your great uncle, your grandfather's brother is still alive, for goodness sake. Your dad's not that old. Rushing into a decision before time, putting ourselves under pressure to decide something before we really need to, can lead to bad decisions. So that's 4. And then fifthly, and I bet you didn't think I could get 5 points out of this little story. Fifthly, there is blind adherence to tradition. There is no man around here to give us children, as is the custom over all the earth. Well, frankly, if you think custom requires you to have sex with your own father, or anything unhelpful or inappropriate, break the custom. Break the custom. They're not set in stone. These girls have not been compelled into this act, this relationship, as so many women sadly are in different situations around the world. They're not compelled. This is their choice. You do not have to blindly follow the custom. You do not have to do things the way they've always done if it doesn't work for you or in your circumstances or is a bad custom and a bad tradition. It's much better to choose to do what is right, to have the courage to do what is right, even if you're thought badly of because of it. Your friends, your family, the people who love and care about you will understand. Maybe not immediately, but they'll come round. And the others, well, what does it matter? Bad example, fear, pride, impatience, blind adherence to tradition led these girls to this awful decision that had consequences for them and for their children and for the whole family. Yeah, what a way to go down in posterity. What a way to be remembered in a story such as this. So my prayer for you today is, may God surround you with people who are a good example and set a good example. May he fill you with knowledge of his love, with humility and patience. May he set you free to be what he made you to be and to do what he made you to do. Amen.